Right now, somewhere in your pocket, your phone is buzzing. You already know what it is. Probably nothing important, but you're going to check it anyway. You always do. And the strange part is, you already know it won't feel as good as you think it will. So why can't you stop? The real answer is far stranger than willpower. It's written into the oldest parts of your brain, built long before phones existed, back when checking something meant the difference between eating tonight and starving. Your brain wasn't built for notifications. It was built for foraging. Imagine an early human walking through a forest. There's a bush ahead. Sometimes it has berries. Sometimes it doesn't. You don't know which until you check. That uncertainty is the whole point. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner ran an experiment that explains almost everything about your phone. He put pigeons in a box with a lever. Some got food every time they pressed it. Others got food only sometimes, randomly. Guess which pigeons pressed the lever more? The random ones pressed it obsessively, long after the predictable pigeons had given up. Skinner called this variable reinforcement. Certainty is boring to a brain. Uncertainty is electric. Your phone runs on that exact pattern. Every time you unlock it, you don't know what you'll find. And that not knowing is doing something specific inside your skull. In the 1990s, neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz studied dopamine in monkeys and found something unexpected. Dopamine didn't fire when a reward arrived. It fired before that, in the anticipation, in the gap between wanting and knowing. When a reward was certain, dopamine barely moved. When it was possible, maybe 50-50, dopamine spiked hard. Your brain doesn't reward you for getting what you want. It rewards you for the chase. Researcher Kent Berridge found that wanting and liking are actually two separate systems in the brain. Dopamine drives wanting, the itch, the pull. Liking, the pleasure once you get it, runs on a quieter system entirely. You can want something intensely without liking it once you have it. Does that sound familiar? You feel the pull to check your phone. You check it. Half the time, there's nothing there worth the itch. But the itch doesn't care, because it was never about the reward. It was about the possibility of one. Every app you use is engineered by people who understand exactly what Skinner, Schultz, and Berridge discovered. The pull to refresh, the infinite scroll, the notification badge with no number, just enough ambiguity to make you wonder. None of this is an accident. Engineers studied slot machines, the purest form of variable reinforcement ever built, and copied the mechanics straight into the device you're holding. You are, in a real sense, foraging, except the bush never runs out, and it buzzes to remind you it exists. Your ancestors' foraging had a limit. Eventually, they got full. Your phone has no such ceiling. There is no fullness signal for information. You can refresh forever and never feel satisfied, because satisfaction was never the mechanism. Anticipation was. You've probably called yourself weak-willed for checking too much. But you're not fighting a character flaw. You're fighting a reward circuit fine-tuned over millions of years, then reverse-engineered by people who study it for a living. That's not a fair fight. Every time you feel that small urge to glance at your phone mid-conversation or before sleep, you're not being rude or bored or broken. You're a forager standing in front of a bush that might have berries. If the pull isn't really about the phone at all, but a wiring pattern older than language, what would it take to interrupt it? Not more willpower. Understanding might be. Once you know the itch is dopamine, anticipating a maybe, not a certainty, you can see the gap between the urge and the action. That gap is small, but it's real. It's the only place you ever get a choice. Skinner's pigeons never got that gap. They just kept pressing the lever. You're not a pigeon in a box. You're someone who now knows exactly what that buzz in your pocket is doing to you. So tonight, when your phone buzzes again, notice the half second before you reach for it. That's the ancient part of you, still standing in front of the bush, still checking for berries. Only this time, you'll know exactly why.